Hey, what's up, everybody? You're watching the Kyle and Craig Show.
My name is Kyle,
My name is Craig.
and you can go ahead and say bye-bye to Tom Brady.
For at least 4 games. For now. We'll see. I don't know.
Hey, guys, breaking news today. Big news, after months of investigation, Tom Brady has been suspended for 4 games for deflating footballs during the AFC Championship game.
For having general awareness that deflating is going on somewhere within the locker room. It was
Okay.
actually, from what the report said, I understand, it was 2 equipment guys who had something to do with it. And Tom Brady had general relative knowledge about the acts of deflation proceeding within the stand confines of the Gillette
We'll
Stadium.
get into that. We'll get into that. First, people, Tom Brady,
he's sort of
4
there.
games, New England Patriots, $1 million, which is the biggest fine we've seen handed out to an NFL team.
Yep.
As long as I can remember, a first-round pick for 2016 and then a fourth-round pick for 2017. It's a pretty big deal, people. These are very big fines, and 4 games is a lot for general awareness of deflating footballs.
The proceedings happening.
Yeah.
Now, I know that the Atlanta Falcons were fined $350 million.
$350,000.
350. What the fuck? 350 mil, dog.
For
The Atlanta
pumping in
for
crowd
pumping in
noise.
fake crowd noise into the stadium
For
for
2
two
seasons. I didn't know it was for 2
consecutive
seasons.
years. Yeah,
Insane.
which is pretty crazy, and that was like jaw-dropping at the time. So $1 million, $1 million in the grand scheme of things is not a lot of money to these people,
Nope.
and it's really nothing. But what it does is it sets a mark, saying like, we recognize that these teams make this much money. We're not gonna fuck around with a couple $100,000 anymore. You do this shit again, we're slapping you with million, and eventually millions, and that's where I think the fines will go from here on out. This is them setting the tone to the rest of the league within the suspension of Tom Brady for 4 games, because Kyle disagrees with me on this, but I know for a fact, gut feeling, not a fact, whatever, other quarterbacks are doing this. You know, at least within the small margin of error that he's going about this. And this is the league saying, quit your shit to everybody. You know, Colin Kaepernick, he supported Tom Brady publicly. He said, you know, a little deflated ball doesn't get you a 38-0 win. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It doesn't help you smash the league for 20 years. You know? So this is the league sending a message to everybody else. And I think that's why the fine is so high. That's why the suspension is so severe. That's why they're taking 2 draft picks away.
I think it's also a message to the Patriots. Patriots violated the integrity of the game. That's straight from the league office. For the second time in 10 years. The reason that the fine is so high, the reason that they take 2 draft picks, is because they included Spygate in their announcement of this fine, of this punishment. Yeah. So they're putting that into account because the Patriots have now messed up twice.
Yeah.
Playing around with the integrity of the game.
Doing what
That
it
is
takes
a big deal.
to win.
Yeah. Exact quote here from the NFL executive vice president Troy Vincent from ESPN.com. A letter to Tom Brady. He said, with respect to your particular involvement, the report established that there is substantial and credible evidence to conclude you were at least generally aware of the actions of the Patriots employees involved in the deflation of the footballs, and that it was unlikely that their actions were done without your knowledge. That's from Troy Vincent to Tom Brady.
And then, so we know that now. We know that now. It's officially for real. He knew it was going on. I think we all knew from the beginning he knew it was going on.
Everybody on ESPN, all the players said there's no way anybody would touch a quarterback's balls
without
touch a quarterback's footballs without telling him.
Yeah.
That's
so I
gotta
think
be
we know
like
that.
Suicide.
So Troy Vincent putting out that statement is obvious. We know that. And we knew that in the report that he had a general awareness of it. But that's like
but I think that's a little bit firmer than what the report gave us. The report gave us general awareness. That's like me being like, I'm genuinely aware of somebody getting murdered right here. Like,
as
I
compared
just don't,
to having something
like,
to do with it?
It might know, but like, it's like, yeah, exactly. Like, I know there's a murder going on, but I have nothing to do with it. Like, no, like he knew that they were messing with his balls. He was involved in it. There's no way that that's not happening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So and we know that he's been doing this for years to come. Now, where do you think this goes against Tom Brady and the New England Patriots like record? You know, over the past 2 decades, do you think this is a blemish Do they get an asterisk next to their name when you look back at it?
Honestly, I don't know. I used to hate Tom Brady because he was always beating my Colts, always beating Peyton Manning. But as you grow older, you go wiser. You got the Brett Favres, Derek Jeter, Tom Brady. You just grow to respect and love people who are great at what they do.
Yeah. Tom Brady will forever be great.
No, let me finish. This changes things for me a little bit. I wish it was more definitive. I wish the evidence was concrete. Jerry Rice was on record for giving Tom Brady crap about cheating, and then it was reported and came out like days later that he had been using Stickum like his entire career on top of the gloves. So at first he was using Stickum because he'd been playing for so long. Then they said, you can't use Stickum. It's illegal. Here's your gloves. And then he was putting Stickum on the gloves. And he's the most receptions of all time, most yardage of all time for a wide receiver.
Hands down.
Since that moment, I have lost a lot of credibility for that. And he said, everyone was doing it. Everyone was doing it. And then Chris Carter came on record and said, I've never cheated in my life. I wasn't doing that. I didn't see other guys doing that. So Jerry was trying to throw the shade on somebody else. And that's exactly what you're doing with Tom Brady. You're trying to say that everyone is doing it. Now, I'm not saying there's a set of rules, people. If you didn't know, you could deflate the ball to a certain point and you could inflate it to a certain point. Outside of those parameters, it's illegal. Aaron Rodgers likes his ball to the max. He said that Aaron Rodgers says there shouldn't be a limit because the bigger the ball, you don't get an advantage from it. But everybody that, ESPN has talked to, NFL Network, everybody
Mark Brunell, all those
has
guys.
said that when the ball is deflated, you can carry it better, you can catch it better, you can grip it better. You go back to those winter games, Peyton Manning against Tom Brady. You can see the best regular season quarterback of all time struggle, looking like an amateur. But Tom Brady's flourishing. Tom Brady is doing things in the winter and the cold that the human race has never seen before on a football field.
And you think that's all because of this ball?
No,
you had nothing to do with the rest
really
of his
good.
team?
No,
with him being the best quarterback of all freaking time?
The team has nothing to do with anything. There's one man throwing the ball through the wind,
and somebody
through the
catching
snow.
it.
No, it's not even about the catch. It's about how well Tom Brady was playing.
And
you could have the best.
You can't just credit that to him being better than Manning at the time.
No.
Dude, he played in Foxborough.
I know that.
For a decade.
That's
his shit, dude. That's like somebody playing in a dome their entire career.
Yeah, I know.
And then you're playing.
Yeah, but
then you got the
makes you
Patriots
wonder.
in the dome.
But it makes you wonder, dude.
It makes you wonder. I'm sure. Yeah, I'm saying. But you're acting like, nothing counted. All those games, nothing. And because possibly, okay, first of all, this is still he's not sitting in the back with a pump. He's not doing this himself. His hands aren't on the football.
Yeah, but it's just like Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds has never been caught with a needle, never failed a drug test, nothing.
Yeah.
Just the trainer came out and said, I was pumping Bonds with steroids for years.
He has something to do with it. Obviously, he knows what's going on.
Uh-huh.
But that doesn't there's no conclusive evidence that he did it. There's conclusive relative evidence that he knew it was going on. That's what I'm saying. Listen to me, dog. So there's definitely not conclusive evidence to say all those years ago, maybe he's getting older. He's having a harder time throwing the ball. Deflate the ball a little bit today, the past 2-3 years, maybe, to help him, give him the advantage that he was losing with age. Mm-hmm. So, you know what I'm saying? You're trying to discredit the man's career and discredit the Patriots for what they did and the way
I'm saying, you asked me if it puts an asterisk on an asterisk. Asterisk. However you say it. If it puts it on it. And I'm saying it most likely does.
All right.
Spygate, you win 3 Super Bowls. You get caught with Spygate. You don't win another Super Bowl for a decade.
Yeah.
A decade you didn't win. It took you this far. You've been good. You've been there. But you didn't win. That says something. It has to. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just... Like, you see the decrease in baseball. Like, this is across all sports. You see baseball really get down on the steroid thing. And you see home run totals plummet through the roof. Not even like a single person like, oh, he can't get to 50. The entire league is hitting less.
Yeah.
Why? That's not just a coincidence. And neither is the fact that they didn't win another Super Bowl for 10 years. They still drafted well. They still had really good players. They continued to do what they do. Next person in, next person out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They got Richard Seymour out of there. Great player who won Super Bowls. Bring somebody else in. The same formula has been happening for the past 20 years.
Yeah.
But they didn't win. Why? There must have been some sort of clear advantage that they were getting from Spygate
that they're not getting anymore. I can see what I see eye to eye with you on that, bro.
So that just goes and just like I'm with the NFL, dude. Like, slap, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And with this fine, you can see that it's not going to happen a third time.
Or let's freaking hope not, man.
And can you only imagine? This is like general awareness. Most likely, Can you imagine if this report said we have found conclusive evidence?
And that's what I'm saying.
Pictures,
it would be completely different if it was that.
It
would
long?
be 100%.
A year?
A year for sure. More than those picks, you'd probably have to get real into. Then you'd probably see, because if it was that hard evidence on Tom Brady, it would be then directly hard evidence on Bill Belichick, and then you'd see a suspension of the coach for at least multiple games, if not the rest of the year as well. That's where that would come in.
So if the report said we
if the
straight
report
up found
was a picture, a video of Ray Rice, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If the report was something hardcore, Tom Brady, a text, a message, a phone call recording.
He was not being cooperative with the NFL.
I'm aware
that's
with
part
that.
of
that's
also part of
the
the suspension. I guess they
What I'm saying,
requested
if there
text
was
messages
that-
and emails from Tom Brady, and he didn't give it to him.
If there was that, then that's a different story.
Does that play a part in this, though?
Yeah.
If he had nothing to hide, give him the phone. Give him the email. Why didn't he do it?
Because he had something to hide. We see that now.
Yeah.
All right, but
it's
so-
very disappointing. Just like a last thought, it's disappointing because Tom Brady is, the
Definitely still
seventh round pick
the
who came
greatest
from nowhere.
quarterback of all time, or close to it, pretty damn up there. This, to me personally, he'll still always be up there with this or without this. There's always conflict behind every great athlete. That's what makes him great. People question LeBron. He'll go down as one of the greatest. People question his integrity, the things he does. I'm not saying cheat-wise, but, there's always – the media throws shade over everybody.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that this is making him the greatest quarterback of all time. We know that a deflated ball didn't cause the Colts to lose by 30, 38 points in AFC Championship. I'm not saying that all his success has come from deflated balls, but it's something.
Yeah, it's definitely there, and it's annoying.
He's playing with advantage that someone else isn't.
Yeah. So the question today for you guys is, comment down below, do you think the punishment fit the crime for Tom Brady and the Patriots? Do you think it would have been more had they had actual hard, conclusive evidence? Just let us know in the comments down below. This is the break of the show. We want to ask you guys to go ahead and subscribe to our Facebook, YouTube, Twitter account, SoundCloud account, all at Kyle and Craig. Officially, even YouTube is no longer the Kyle and Craig show. I switched it over to just Kyle and Craig.
Kyle and Craig.
Because we will be branching out into more things than just our sports radio show. So that's exciting to look forward to.
Woo-hoo.
So go ahead and hit subscribe and like down below. And then for what I want to do now, Kyle, I want to take a break. So, Tom Brady's done. I want to talk to you about the playoffs, my man. NBA and NHL, both getting really freaking exciting, dude.
Anybody watching? Are you guys watching?
You better be watching. If you're watching this video, I don't even like us that much. Stop the damn video. Go to ESPN.com. Check out the highlights from both the NHL and the NBA playoffs because it is getting intense. One of the most
3 buzzer beaters. Not to interrupt you. 3 buzzer beaters over the weekend. I think it was Friday night. Derrick Rose hit the game-winning shot for the Bulls. Woo! Saturday night, Paul Pierce hit the fall fadeaway for the Wizards to beat who are they playing?
Far Atlanta, dog.
Yeah, Atlanta. And then, sadly, LeBron James
hit the same exact shot.
Last
Not
night.
The same exact shot, but the same.
Sunday night beating the Bulls.
Tiebreaker, yeah.
So
now, see, to me, a more impressive stat with this weekend, to me, and it's just as a fan, is Derrick Rose this weekend had 60-plus points against
over the weekend.
The Cavs, against the best player in the NBA.
Oh.
This is the Derrick Rose we need to see. This is the Derrick Rose that if he shows up like this again, now they're going back. So the series is tied 2-2 against Cleveland. They're going back to Cleveland for Game 5. This is the D Rose that needs to show up. We need to win this game in Cleveland to take the series. If we lose this game in Cleveland and it comes to come back to Chicago, it's 2-2.
Yeah, we can
1-1.
win in Chicago, but you're not going to win Game 7 in Cleveland.
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying. If we lose to Cleveland, I bet my life they'll beat us in Chicago.
Yeah. This is a big thing because last week everybody was talking about that Derrick Rose was inconsistent
without more than a day's rest.
He had 2 days rest and he was on fire. He had a day's rest and he was off. This weekend he smashed that, so let's throw that out the window. It's nothing.
Derrick Rose is back. I apologize. There's no this erases the question of is there, does the knee still play factor? I mean, it does, but it's not like he needs the time off because he showed us that he could show up regardless with the day's rest.
He's in beast mode right now. It's playoff time. There's no time
to be fucking awesome. I love watching it.
There's no time to be weak. There's no time to have this injury plague you. If you guys were watching the game, Bulls came back. We were winning in the third, lost the lead, came back in the fourth, final seconds. Cavs burned all their timeouts. We tied it up. A couple seconds left.
Yeah.
And LeBron went up for a layup. Didn't get the call on the foul.
Should've.
It wasn't a foul. There was bump.
Know.
Yeah, he might have gotten
but
it.
Then again, and There's contact the whole game.
Yeah.
He didn't get the call. He was mad as fuck about it. But he didn't want to give. He was upset that Dunleavy got that call when he straight elbowed dude in the face.
Yeah.
You know.
And so the ball went out with .08.
But then they switched the clock back to 1.5.
So the refs had to go back, look at the clock, and it gives the Cavs a free timeout.
Basically.
It's part of the rules. It's unfortunate. If it happened for the Bulls, I would love the refs to go back and make sure that Rose got 1.5 seconds instead of 0.8. So I get it, but I feel like with the momentum the Bulls had, if we went into overtime, we probably would have won, and we would have been up 3-1.
Yeah.
We missed an opportunity. It's not our fault. Clock, circumstances, LeBron James being the best player in the world, hitting a game-winning shot. You can't fault him.
Yeah.
I don't think we go to Cleveland and win the game. I think we might, depending on how the game goes. If it's a close game and we lose by like a game-winning shot or 2 or 3, then I feel like we have enough confidence because we are in Cleveland to come back to Chicago, get one, and then all bets are off for Game 7. If we lose bad, more than 10 points, there's no way we come back to Chicago and win.
Yeah, I really, really freaking hope. If Pau Gasol plays, if he's off the injury and can play in Cleveland, I say that's a completely different game we're looking at. I say the Bulls could have won that game. We would have had more bucket points, more points down low. Definitely, Noah. That fourth quarter was such a hard stretch for us in Game 4 against the Cavs. Noah missed a lot of easy putbacks. Butler missed a couple of layups. We just couldn't get the damn ball in the bucket, and that's where the problem happened. But that's where, if we go back into if we're in that situation again in Cleveland, I'd trust a Pau Gasol with a Taj Gibson lineup versus Noah and Gibson.
Yeah.
To get that ball in the bucket, to get those rebounds, dish it back out to Dunleavy, dish it back out to Rose, let him reset a play. To get those rebounds, because just Noah hasn't been playing. He shined a little bit in the first quarter, first half. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
But he's just not the player he was last year when he was top 5
he was potential
for the MVP.
MVP.
You know what I'm saying?
He's just a shell of himself.
Which sucks.
He's always been offensively challenged, but last year maybe the shots were
weird.
just falling. But he's just not where he's supposed to be. I feel like we should play Gibson more.
Yeah, and so
especially in times when we're losing. We're winning by 10. Put Nowhere in there. Let him lock down D.
And he's got the energy, so keep him in there. But just diversify the minutes.
Everyone loves him.
More,
he's the heart and soul of the team. But he's just not producing. And at some point, you got to be like, yo, you cannot play offense. Like, you can't. But to be on the opposite side of the board, you saying that, like, oh, if Paul played, we probably would have won by more. Every time we win, I feel like LeBron James didn't play as well as he's good. Last night, I think he shot 37% from the field, hit the game-winning shot, so they won by 2. What if he shot 40? What if he made a couple more shots? We would have lost. Same thing with the first game. First game, he had 19 points in the entire game. Game 2, he had 22 points in the first quarter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got
so,
you.
like, unless
when
it's
LeBron's
on. One game our lockdown D is so good that LeBron's not playing as well because of our D, or is it because LeBron James isn't playing well?
Yeah.
So do you see what I'm saying? So it's kind of scary. Like, are we hoping that our defense shows up and locks down on LeBron, or are we hoping that LeBron just doesn't have a good game?
I think we need.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
right?
I get you. Because like,
it's scary. We're tipping the line of like, are we better than
it's
LeBron,
fucking
or
luck,
are we
or is
not?
it not? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly,
Yeah, no, I got you. So, in order for the Bulls to win, we need to lock down that D. Paul needs to be healthy. Rose needs to play like he is. God, there's a lot going for us.
Yeah.
Another big thing, too, we need to shut down J.R. Smith with these stupid threes.
James Jones.
Jesus, man. These guys are just raining. You can't.
J.R. Smith is good, but
that
Jones
was
is
the comeback.
ancient.
We were up 11 going into the fourth, and then it was, I think J.R. hit two threes from downtown.
Same thing in game 2. We were coming. If anyone was watching third quarter, we were racing back. I think we were down by like 20 or something ridiculous. Brought it within 11. Momentum, 16-0 run, and then like, boom, James Jones hit like 2 threes in a row.
It's ridiculous, man.
Because we just couldn't cover him. LeBron James is just so good at penetrating and passing out that like we just got to cover better. We just got to like, if you're going to let LeBron beat you, let him beat you, and, stop the other players, or stop LeBron. But
one or the other,
even when you stop LeBron, the other guys are hitting their shots.
Yeah.
You just got to hope that they don't. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I don't know. So I think in order for us to win, those are the things that need to happen. I do see this series going to a Game 7 back in Cleveland, and then it's a toss-up. But I really hope if we can get the win in Cleveland, we'll have the momentum to come back to Chicago and win, and that would be the series. But, we don't really know how this is going to go.
Yeah.
Another quick let me just touch on these real quick. Golden
Other
State
games.
trails Memphis 2-1 in the series.
That's
which is
a surprise because,
Kyle mentioned earlier he thinks it's just because good teams win it.
I think
and
in the
big
playoffs
men
it's just
win
size.
It's defense, it's size.
They were the best team,
strength.
High scoring, flashy, threes, great passing.
MVP.
Golden State was. But, like, in the playoffs, you got to get gritty. You got to get
It's
tough.
down
And
at
they got
7 games.
they got Marc Gasol, who's like, if not the best big man in the league.
One of them.
Zach Randolph, who
He's just a
doesn't
big
get
body,
old because he's just been so
He's
good
the
for so
ageless
long.
wonder.
You
He's
know,
getting better with age too.
Mike Conley is just playing lights out.
Yeah.
They're just playing really good right now.
Really good
They're stepping
basketball.
up, and Golden State's not.
Especially,
it's only 2-1.
cool.
It's not 3-1. It's not 3-0. But it's still a surprise.
It's cool to see because this is something from a Memphis team who's very bad for a very long time that I personally, just as a sports fan, enjoy to see them doing well in the playoffs. If they can make it to the conference final, I think that's a huge victory for them.
Yeah.
If they don't win the championship, do not go home hanging your heads. It's a victory for you guys. The Clippers lead the series 3-1 against Houston, which is crazy.
Which is a surprise. I'm not saying I didn't think they were going to win, but I thought it would have been a little bit closer. Howard's size, against Jordan's size. Chris Paul, James Harden. James Harden had an MVP candidate season.
Yep.
I thought it would have been a little bit closer.
I think
let's see what happens. But LA's playing with good momentum right now.
I think it's just 100% momentum coming off the win over San Antonio.
Yeah.
And I think they'll make it to the Western Conference Finals. I don't see Houston coming back down 3-1.
Nope. Yep.
And we'll definitely see that momentum,
Mm-hmm.
at least in the first couple of the games of the Western Conference Finals. And then you got also in the East, so Chicago, Cleveland tied at 2-2, and then Washington leads ATL 2-1. We'll see how that series go. I picked it going 7 games. It still definitely has the opportunity to do so.
Yeah.
Paul Pierce been playing very well, but Atlanta doesn't look horrible. Again, they have that structured team. They have the depth. They have, they have the team that won the NBA this season. You know what I'm saying?
Pierce kind of saved them with the game-winning shot. John Wall's hurt right now.
Yep.
So if he plays, he's not going to be playing as well as he can, and that's a huge loss because he's the MVP. He keeps the ship running. So if he can't play as well as he can, it's only 2-1. I can see ATL coming back and taking the series to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't know if they're going to win, but I can see them coming back. LA's obviously going to win. I picked Golden State to go to the NBA championship, so I'd like to see them turn it around. But I just feel like Memphis, this is their year. And a really cool stat that I had mentioned to you, if you guys are watching, if you guys are fans of new teams winning championships, of all the teams left in the playoffs, the Bulls were the last team to win a championship. So in 1998, when the Bulls won, that was the most recent championship for any of these teams.
So it's Golden State, Memphis, Houston,
Golden
Atlanta,
State's never
Chicago.
won.
Cleveland's never won. I don't think Atlanta's ever won. No, Atlanta's won.
I think it's Washington.
Yeah, there you go.
So Washington, Golden State, and Memphis have never won
championships. Yeah, that's crazy.
Atlanta won way back in the day, I think, like in the 50s. They weren't even in Atlanta.
Yeah. Clippers.
I
don't think they've won.
No, I don't think so either.
I think you got mistaken Washington for the Clip.
Yeah.
Because Washington won when they were the Bullets.
Yeah, the Bullets, yep. Oh, so the Clippers, yeah. Cleveland never won.
Of course not.
Yeah.
Out of these teams right now.
Houston won in the 90s.
Who do you got winning?
The what? Championship? I want to say I picked Cleveland and Golden State to go to the finals. And I picked Golden State winning. That was a dumb choice. I'd love to see the Bulls go. I'm going to pick LeBron. Just if you told me to pick who would win the championship, I'd pick LeBron.
All right, cool. I'm picking the Bulls.
All right.
Right now. All right, and then so that's that. That's the NBA playoffs for you guys. Just quick wrap up, and then we're just gonna do a really, really quick run through the NHL playoffs, and then we'll let you guys go.
Blackhawks.
Chicago is set to play Anaheim in the Western Conference Finals. This is nuts. It is time to go duck hunting. That's the hashtag. Hashtag duck hunting. Screw these ducks.
If you guys don't know, Anaheim was the best team in the West. They're very good.
They've been
if you
one
don't
of
watch
the best
hockey,
teams for a very long time.
If you don't watch hockey, they're good. But I don't know. I just feel like the Bulls
need to win it.
The Bulls. The Blackhawks playing really well.
Yeah, no, I got you.
And we swept, so we got a little bit more of a break than Anaheim did. We were hoping
that Calgary could
just, win another
one more game,
push them to 6, push them to
let
7.
This go.
But it didn't, and whatever, that's fine. We got to play Anaheim.
I saw that Corey Perry is hurt.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that affects the series going in.
Let's hope he's out.
But this is, I think, this will be the best series thus far.
Yeah.
And probably this would be better than whatever the Stanley Cup turns out to be. Just like last year.
6 or 7?
6, Chicago.
6? Yeah, 6 Chicago.
All right, cool. Last year, the Kings and the Hawks was the best series in the playoffs.
It turned out better
than the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
It was more entertaining. Obviously, it went 7 games down to the last goal. It was intense, and this I see being an exact replica of that, except 6 games to Chicago.
Yeah. You also have the Lightning, Tampa Bay Lightning, they were up 3 games to 0. 3 games to 0 against the Canadiens, and now the series is 3-2 going into Game 6. Steven Stamkos, the Lightning's captain, says that while the Canadians have the momentum, we still have a chance to go on to the conference finals. They just have to do one game, just win one game.
Homeboy needs to score.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Stamkos is like the best scorer in the game, apart from Alex Ovechkin. Carey Price is the best keeper in the game, apart from the King Lundqvist. So you got these two greats going off against each other.
They just got to step up. They just got to lock down, do the exact opposite of what Washington isn't doing. We were up 3 games to 1 against the defending Stanley Cup, losers, New York Rangers, up 3-1 on the ropes, and now it's tied 3-3. People.
Yeah, so that's
the Rangers have won 2 games in a row. They have all the momentum, and I do not see my Capitals going on
Lundqvist
to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Like perfection. In that he is the definition of what the hell a goaltender is supposed to be.
Yeah.
He just looks like he runs the entire team. He does. You know what I'm saying?
They were giving the Rangers crap.
You got a lot of talent up on the Rangers. But, Lundqvist is that team. He is the reason.
I think it was Game 4. Game 5, when, the people on TV, NHL and NBC, were giving the Rangers. Lundqvist called out his team. They said that we're playing well, but we need to score.
Yeah.
And they were giving the Rangers crap. Yeah, exactly.
I got this. What are you doing?
How many games has Lundqvist won for the Rangers? Plenty. So now the scorers need to score. And that's exactly what they've been doing, because now the series is tied 3-3.
Which is ridiculous. If they win this, I think that's history-making. That's them going to the Stanley Cup Finals 2 years in a row.
It's pretty big for New York. If the Lightning go, it'll be a very good series against the Rangers. But if the Canadians go, then that'll be Price
versus Lundqvist.
Against Lundqvist, which
is
means
just going to be
0 goals. That's going to be a lot of overtime.
Yeah, 0 goals.
A lot of overtime.
With Anaheim, Chicago, which are 2 incredibly well-tailored offensive teams with decent,
good defense.
Good back.
And good goalies.
And good goalies. And then you'll have on the other side, assuming how I'm predicting this to go, I picked the Canadians, Blackhawks in the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, you did. I picked Lightning, Blackhawks.
But if I'm predicting, it'll probably be Montreal and New
York.
You
think Montreal
and that's the 2 best goaltenders in the game.
You think Montreal makes history? No team in the NHL has ever came down 3-0.
Yeah.
Ever.
They're playing really well. PK Subban and the rest of that team is doing a hell of a job. Games? I see it happening. I guess we'll see. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it'll be good.
By the time you're watching this video, you'll probably know a little bit more than us. But I see that happening, and this is going to be one of the best NHL playoffs we've seen thus far. Eastern and Western Conference Final. I'm freaking exciting.
Yeah.
Exciting? I'm excited. I am excited.
Sports is exciting right now, people. The playoffs are on fire. Tom Brady.
Get depressed because as soon as these are over, we got nothing but baseball for 6 months.
Tom Brady's suspension. Playoffs are on fire right now. If you watch sports, if you're a fan, you're excited because it's just getting real.
Hell yeah. Now, thanks for bringing up that Tom Brady thing real quick, Kyle, because that is, again, the question of the day. So go ahead and comment down below. Check all the links down below. Everything you guys want to do is below the video. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Really appreciate the support. So the question of the day is, do you think the punishment fits the crime for Tom Brady and the New England Patriots?
4 games.
4 games.
Deflation of balls.
$100 million. I fucking suck at talking. $1 million, 2 draft picks. Do you think it fits? If not, let us know. And if you agree, let us know. You have a good time? You have fun?
Yeah, great time.
Love
Sports are exciting.
You look real cute.
Love it.
You didn't mention my haircut.
Great haircut, people. Look at the haircut.
Thank you. I'm not wearing a hat today.
So you wouldn't even know he got a haircut because he's always wearing hats.
It was a fro.
But it was fro.
It was ridiculous. But yeah, so again, thanks for watching the Colin Craig Show.
Hope you guys had a great weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there.
Oh yeah, right. You messed that up.
You messed that up.
My name's Kyle.
What?
I'm just kidding. Thanks for watching the Colin Craig Show today,
My
guys.
name is Kyle.
My name is Craig.
You guys
I
are
wish
the
I was
best.
Kyle. Bye.
Bye.